Welcome to Tech Talk with WSU Tech, where we dive into all things WSU Tech and highlight the voices within our college community. I'm Dr. Sheree Utash, and today we have the honor of chatting with Krystal Iseminger. So, really glad to have you here. Thank you for coming. And I'd like to kick these off by you introducing yourself. Tell us what your role is and how do you serve the mission of the college?
Well, my name is Krystal Iseminger, and I'm the Director of Accessibility here at WSU Tech, and I help faculty support student access by various different tools in the LMS, in training, so that all of our students, regardless of ability, have access to the things they need to be successful.
So you created the Accessibility Summer Camp several years ago. And I am curious for everybody to know what inspired that to be created and what need were you hoping to address with that camp?
So the first camp was actually the first year that I came here, and I wasn't even an employee yet. I attended it from a different college. In fact, I attended it the same day you called me to offer me this position. And the need that it was serving to fill, that ITAS created it for at the time, was training internally. So they needed to get caught up on accessibility. We needed internal training, so they made a one-day event. Invited a couple of friends from the neighborhood, some other community colleges, and just had a one-room lecture hall series. And that was the first summer camp.
So how has the camp evolved over the years from a one-day training to what it is today?
Yeah, so we decided to keep it one day, but offer multiple breakout sessions, more of a conference style in the second year, which was still in person. But it was when the pandemic hit and we went virtual that really changed the shape of the event, because we started getting people from across the nation and then the next year across the globe. And we were able to do things like have interpreters at every single session without it being tied to someone's accommodation. Same with captioning. So it expanded our reach, and it also allowed us kind of the freedom to get more presenters on more topics rather than just how to make a document accessible. We got to talk about emerging theories like neurodiversity. We got to talk about practices. How do you create an accessibility plan? So it's just really opened the door of what the conference can be about.
So how many attended last year?
Oh, let's see. We had 1,500 registrants, and we had 770 unique day of attendees.
From how many different?
26 countries.
26 countries.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
And that was year what?
That was year 7. This will be year 8. Okay,
so what can participants anticipate that's going to be new, different, and exciting? Because I know that I know that you continue to evolve that. What's going to happen this year?
So this year, rather than having kind of two keynotes that are lecture style, we have a keynote, Jack McElhenney, who does a wonderful newsletter called Accessibility in the News. And he's going to be our morning keynote. But for the afternoon, we're having our general session be an AI focus, where several different presenters are going to be showing off how accessibility can work with AI tools, how AI tools can work with accessibility. So it's almost like a panel session hybrid rather than a keynote. And we wanted to make AI a key focus because, first of all, that's a big part of our strategic plan as well, but it's something on everybody's mind.
So how many do you anticipate you're going to have this year?
Well, so this year we did have a little change. We did start charging because the price of everything has gone up, Zoom licenses, et cetera. Not much. It's still a very affordable conference, which is very important to us. But that may affect the numbers. So we're hoping for 700 to 800. That's our big goal. When I checked this morning, we're a month and some change out, and we're sitting at, I think it was 243.
But the late registrations is what brings everybody in.
When you look at when you look at last year and you look at May, end of May, it's just several days where we ended up with 100 registrations in a day.
Sure.
Sure.
So how does the conference support WSU Tech and the broader community? I mean, What's the benefit of attending that?
So I think if you are already working at the college, regardless of your role, it will help you get insight into what other institutions are doing, what tools are available that maybe would make your job making your job accessible easier.
Mm-hmm.
If accessibility is brand new to you, there's lots of opportunities to learn about what it is and why it's important. And I think, especially as we attempt to grow the conference by getting more business and more industry in, um, it's important to the community because not everyone is a student at WSU Tech, but everybody needs accessibility. And if we can get that message beyond just the college
Mm-hmm.
into, websites and things externally, then more people will be served in the way that they need to be served. And that just benefits everyone.
So your attendees, are they all educators, or do you
No.
have? Okay, talk about that.
Not all. It is a lot of educators and educator support staff. So a lot of accessibility specialists, directors of accessibility, student disability services. But we do have businesses. We have some K through 12. We've been able to offer continuing education credits. I'm waiting to hear back whether or not we can this year or not. Primarily education, but we have been slowly growing. In fact, marketing this year has focused specifically on trying to grow the business and industry side and the K through 12 side.
Sure. Okay, so since the pandemic, how have conversations changed around accessibility, especially in digital literacy and in the workplace? Because this is no longer just for the classroom.
Right. And I think that one of the benefits of the pandemic, there were not very many, but one of them was to shine a light on the fact that digital accessibility really does benefit everyone. It's that Zoom meeting that you were in when somebody's mic was really soft and you really needed to be able to understand, but they didn't turn the caption on in the Zoom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by always hitting caption on when you start a Zoom meeting, you're ensuring that even if somebody's audio quality is bad, anybody, not just someone who's hard of hearing, can hit the transcription button and see a live captioning. It's those little types of culture and mind switches that we started to see happen in the accessibility community that made more people go, oh, I think maybe we need to start thinking about this.
So I know you have a team of people that work with you on this, or a committee. Talk about that.
So the committee is both internal and external. We have about 10 to 15 volunteers a year who are external to the college, different institutions, mostly in accessibility adjacent roles, as you would expect. But internally, we also have a ton of help from ITAS. We have the foundation supports us in helping us get sponsorships. Courtney and Sydney, thank you, Courtney and Sydney, because without that, we can't operate. So it's nice to have both. It's nice to have the WSU Tech support because we understand, like, for instance, how to build things out in Canvas. We have the admin that we can keep that safe and secure, but then we also have all these other perspectives and extra hands that can help with, monitoring the Gmail account for questions and things. So the ideas of the committee have also been really important, especially when choosing presenters. Being able to have a diverse range of opinions from different perspectives, including individuals with disabilities.
Has it been hard to put new things out there each and every year, or is there enough technology enhancements and enough things going on in this world that it makes it very easy to say, we're going to add this and this and this?
It's usually pretty easy to find those things. People get excited about a new tool and, they want to present about it. Or as we've seen neurodivergence become more of a conversation, we've had more sessions that have been submitted around those ideas and workflows that we didn't see at all in like the first couple of summer camps, which were very how-to oriented. So we really try to keep it at a blend of new and innovative, but also those basics, because we realize that some people, even our own people, maybe new hires, this would be their first exposure really to accessibility. And maybe they do just need to know how to make a Word document accessible. So we try to balance the schedule with those things. So there's a kind of a track for anyone.
So I would say with that kind of growth, you have new people coming in every year, and you got B-backers.
Uh-huh.
So do you have you do have a lot of
Oh,
B-backers?
yeah. We have consistent people who submit presentations every year. We have people who are like, when is registration going to be open? There's one person from the Northern Mariana Island who has been joined every year for the last 3 or 4 years.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I know.
That's incredible.
I always look at the analytics. I'm like, did Northern Mariana show up?
Wow. So when is the camp?
It is June 13th, 2025. It's just shy of a month away.
All right. How can all of us support you and the efforts of you and your committee in making this the most successful camp ever?
I tell you what you can do. You can go to accessibilityict.org and you can check out the program. You can register, although if you're with WSU Tech, please follow the instructions that I sent about registering. But really, getting the word out. If you, like, for instance, I've been talking with Stephanie about marketing and accessibility, and that's the way that we grow these other industries is when people, not just faculty, attend and say, this was useful for me. I'm going to go tell all my friends they need to register for this as well. And at a $15 registration for non-WSU Tech, that's nothing. That's a sneeze. And it's so worth it. What you're going to see, the people that you're going to be able to talk to, meet with, because we're hosting it in Canvas, we have more opportunities for networking, for engaging with our sponsors. It is going to be a little bit different and hopefully a little more like going to a conference. So just tell your friends, get them to check out the website, get them to register and join us on the day of the event. If they're not sure, if they think it's for them, you can absolutely have them email me, kiseminger@wsutech.edu, and I'll tell them what sessions would benefit them.
So do you want to give a shout out to your sponsors?
I do. Thank you for asking. Our platinum sponsor coming in, we can't thank them enough for helping to cover the cost of the actual seats of the conference, and that is Instructure, Canvas, their parent company. We have Packback as our engagement sponsor. We have Recite Me. We have Open LMS, and snap, there's one more, and I just had a brain dead on it. But those are also on the website. We have all of our sponsors listed. A lot of them are repeat sponsors too, because they save this in their budget every year.
So what's your long-term vision for this camp, and where do you see the areas of growth?
I think, like I said, the areas of growth would be into non-education realms, because that's really where the next big hurdle is. Education knows they need to do it. Doesn't mean that the work is done, but the culture is being built there in a lot more ways than we see in business and industry. And so I think pushing out to those and then being able to maybe expand even into like a 2-day, one that's more of an education day and one that's more of a business and industry day, so that we can really try to bring in some of those interesting tech pieces, like what would support nursing, what would specifically support EMT. Just having come from scenario day, I was, laying there playing my character on the floor thinking about, like, how would EMTs need accessibility? And I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that happen in the future.
So I love when passion meets purpose. And if I have ever seen passion meet purpose, this is you have such a love for this, such a passion for it, and you've grown it so incredible. And I am so proud that WSU Tech is the leader in accessibility across the globe. I wish you all the success on your upcoming camp. I hope everybody will join in and get to be a part of this and take advantage of the opportunity. And I, for one, am going to start turning my caption on my Zoom. I just learned that today. So thank you for being with us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thank you for all you do, Krystal.
Thank you, Sheree. It's my pleasure.
Thank you for tuning in to Tech Talk with WSU Tech. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And until next time, stay connected and keep exploring the incredible work happening right here at WSU Tech.